I'd like to take a moment and ask everybody if you can please take your seats. If you can please take your seats. We're going to get started here momentarily. I know we feel like family is in the room. Everybody is just having so much fun already, but if you can please take your seats. I'd also like to welcome in our virtual guests. So if you're joining us virtually, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We'd like to have everybody take their seats. And dinner is going to be served. And then I'll come back up and join you in a couple of minutes and we'll get our program and our celebration underway. And again, remember, we are practicing social distancing. So feel free as you sit down, you can uncover your masks. If you could please take your seats. Thank you so much. And I'll join you in a few minutes. Dinner will be served. Isn't this? Let's not trip on the chair. Welcome, everybody. My name is Alicia Barnes, and I'm with WIS News 10. I just want to say it feels so good to be here. It really does, of where we are in the pandemic, and this being a hybrid event. I mean, wouldn't you agree, just to see people live in person, it's like a certain energy that takes over. So it's just amazing to be here with you. And I almost feel like we're family if we're all connected, because if you talk to somebody long enough, you know 3 or 4 people that they know. And so it's really good to be able to be here and just for such an amazing cause and an amazing celebration. As I look out and I see Lou and Bill, I'm just, I'm excited, Lou. So just to celebrate you is just everything. But I want to officially welcome you to our 27th annual Towns Award celebration. We have about 50 supporters right here in person. And of course, we're practicing social distancing. And I want to thank you all for being so obedient and wearing your mask before you sat down. And we have about 170 people joining us virtually. So to our virtual audience out there, we want you to feel just as connected as everybody in this room. Here at this beautiful location here at 1208 Washington Place. This is a gorgeous facility here in the Midlands. Many of you are from the upstate, so I just want to welcome you here to the Columbia area. This evening, we have a lot to celebrate. The Governor's School of Science and Mathematics and all it does for STEM education and the students across South Carolina. I've met a couple of people who are alumni, and I just can't wait to be able to hear their stories and just celebrate their success. Also to be able to, of course, recognize and celebrate Lou and Bill Kennedy for all they do for STEM education, teachers, students, and the cutting edge in the pharmaceutical world. So let's get the celebration started. Are you guys excited? Everybody's smiling. That's good, yes?
The South Carolina Governor's School for Science and Mathematics is a public residential high school for 11th and 12th graders. They apply in the 10th grade. It's a unique living and learning environment where the students take rigorous classes and get to have opportunities they would not otherwise have at other high schools in the state. And they have the added bonus of living with their classmates and colleagues, so there's that learning that goes on outside the classroom.
Our classes are pretty intensive. We do teach at a much higher level than what you might see at a public school, and we run it like a college.
The virtual programs, as well as our outreach programs, allow us to reach more students in the state. As you may know, there are only 288 beds in the residential program. So we can reach many, many more students with our science and math programs, our engineering programs, so that more students are ready and interested in becoming STEM professionals.
They are college-level courses, and the professors here take their teaching very seriously. They're passionate about the subjects that they teach, and that transfers to the students. So whenever we get passionate about it, we want to learn more about it. That encourages us to study more and more. So it really prepares us for the college experience, being able to handle the course load that we would have there.
It's a little tougher here, but the real interesting thing is right now in season, we have 72% of the student population participating in varsity athletics. So the kids like the fact that they're gonna play.
Everybody, no matter what their role is on the virtual team or in the school, is focused on a well-balanced student and making sure that academically, emotionally, socially, they're prepared to go out and be tomorrow's leaders.
I chose to come here because I wanted a challenge in my education. At my old school, there weren't really many challenging courses I could take, but coming here, I get to take classes that I'm interested in, and they're challenging, such as anatomy, AP chemistry, AP physics, and I really enjoy taking them. Just don't be afraid and challenge yourself.
And it's now my honor and my pleasure to bring Beth Dindorf, who's Executive Director of GSSM, the foundation, to the stage. And as Beth comes, I just have to be able to say, I know we're practicing social distancing. I'm really giving her a hug because I got to be able to get to know her so well over dinner. And Beth, thank you so much for everything that you do and all your energy and just how present you are. You're just very much appreciated.
Well, thank you, Alicia. Thank you very much. And good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 27th Annual South Carolina Governor's School for Science and Mathematics Towns Awards celebration. We're delighted to welcome over 250 guests joining us this evening from all across the country to celebrate the Governor's School and to honor and celebrate Lou and Bill Kennedy of Nephron Pharmaceuticals for transforming lives and empowering STEM leaders. The Towns Award was named in honor of Dr. Charles Towns. Born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina, Dr. Towns graduated from Furman University at the age of 19 and went on to earn his PhD in physics. In 1964, Dr. Towns was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his groundbreaking research in quantum electronics and his role in the invention of the laser, which transformed not only science, but our daily lives. In addition to being a brilliant scientist, Dr. Towns was a deep thinker in how science, spirituality, and humanity converge. In 2005, he was awarded the Templeton Prize for his work in seeking the commonality between science and religion, and became one of only 5 individuals ever to have been honored with both the Nobel Prize and the Templeton Prize. Among the others are Mother Teresa and the Dalai Lama. Bill and Lou, you are in auspicious company. Beginning in 1993, the Governor's School has presented the Towns Award to individuals and organizations which, in the spirit of Dr. Towns, have transformed lives, and in doing so, have transformed South Carolina and the world. I would like to recognize some of our past Towns Award recipients who are with us this evening. 2004 Towns Award honorees, South Carolina's 3 research universities, Clemson University, the Medical University of South Carolina, and the University of South Carolina. We are joined this evening by several distinguished representatives of each institution, including Dr. Cynthia Young, Dean of Clemson University's College of Science, Dr. Lisa Saladin, Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs and Provost of the Medical University of South Carolina, and President Bob Caslin of the University of South Carolina. Also joining us is the 2006 Towns Award honoree, Mr. Don Harriet, business executive and former president and CEO of Roche Carolina. Last year, as GSSM embarked on its 4th decade of providing a superb STEM education to young people across South Carolina, it seemed only fitting to us that we present the 2019 Towns Award to the students and alumni of GSSM, many of whom are with us this evening. They are an inspiration to all of us every single day. Tonight, we honor Lou and Bill Kennedy and welcome them to this distinguished group of Towns Award recipients. It is now my pleasure to introduce the president of the GSSM Foundation Board of Directors and CEO and President of CPM Federal Credit Union, James Gergen.
Thank you, Beth. The success of GSSM would not be possible without engaged and supportive legislators, including 2 state senators who are pleased to have in attendance tonight. It's my pleasure to welcome State Senator Gerald Malloy and State Senator Henry Gustafson. The past year has been so challenging. The companies and foundations who support GSSM all faced major disruptions, and many faced decreased revenues. And yet, so many of them found a way to continue their financial support of GSSM, and we are so grateful, and it's my honor to thank tonight's generous sponsors who made this evening possible. Our presenting sponsors, Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina, represented by Vice President and Division CFO Heather Cerulovich, who is joined by her husband David. Dominion Energy. We're pleased that the president of Dominion Energy South Carolina, Rodney Blevins, is with us. Sunoco. We're pleased that Sunoco's president, Howard Coker, is with us. University of South Carolina. As Beth mentioned, we're so pleased that USC President Bob Caslin is with us and is joined by his wife Shelley, by Provost Bill Tate, and by the Dean of College of Pharmacy, Dr. Steve Cutler. Our sponsors at the visionaries level, Alliance Consulting Engineers, AVX, CPM Federal Credit Union, Duke Energy, Hainsworth Sinclair Boyd, Medical University of South Carolina, Nephron Pharmaceuticals, Robert Bosch, SCRA, and Vicor Scientific. Our sponsors at the innovators level, AFL, the Byerly Foundation, Integrated Systems, Nexon Pruitt, Ogletree Deacons, and Zverse. Our sponsors at the entrepreneurs level, Allergy Partners of the Midlands, Carolina Pines Regional Medical Center, Clemson University, Elliott Davis, Fine Great People, Ironclad Performance Wear, McLeod Health, MedPoint, QMX Mobile Health, Savannah River Remediation, SC Bio, Sound and Images, and finally, the Spinks Company. Now it's my pleasure to introduce GSSM's interim president, senior vice president of residential, and GSSM alum of the charter class of 1990, Danny Dorsal.
Thank you, James, and thank you, Beth and the foundation staff for creating such a wonderful evening and experience. And again, welcome to everyone, and thank you for being here. It's an honor to be with you tonight and to be serving the GSSM community as interim president. As a student at GSSM way back in 1988, I can guarantee you being up here tonight was not on my radar. With almost the same amount of certainty, I'm sure that Dr. Cox, GSSM's president during my time as a student there and for many years after, and who is with us tonight, is more than a little bit surprised and anxious to see me up here. Fortunately, both Dr. Cox and I know that the success of a school has something to do with the leader, but truly hinges on the dedicated faculty and staff, coupled with the talented and motivated students that are at the school. GSSM has been blessed with both in abundance since 1988. As we gather tonight in the spirit of celebration, it's important to reflect on just how far we've come in a short amount of time. As I mentioned, we opened our doors in 1988 to the first junior class of 59 students. We were graciously hosted on the campus of Coker College, and during that same year, the GSSM Foundation was established. 10 years later, in 1998, our outreach program was launched. Outreach has continued and expanded ever since, providing STEM educational experiences across the state to third graders, through high schoolers, and to teachers as well. In 2003, with the generous support of our state, our legislators, and private donors, we moved to our own campus. 10 years later, in 2013, we started Accelerate, an online engineering program to teach students while they remain at their home high school. At this time, we also began the process of more than doubling our student body. And in 2023, to see if you're paying attention, well, we don't know quite yet what we're going to do, but we do know with the support of people like you that we will continue to be leaders in STEM education across the state. So in 30 years, GSSM has grown from 59 students in residence to almost 30 students every year on campus, another 250 students at their home high schools being taught by us, and over 8,000 more students impacted by our outreach program each year. Through it all, our mission has remained the same: to seek out South Carolina's most talented and motivated students and transform their lives through the educational experiences we provide. We complete this mission in many ways. We seek out talented and motivated students to come to our campus in Hartsville and live for 2 years, or to come for a week in the summer for one of our STEM camps. We also bring students and teachers on campus during the year. We seek out talented and motivated students who want to stay at their home high schools, and we teach them classes to prepare them for college engineering. We also go to their schools in the summer and teach STEM camps, and during the year for professional development for their teachers. During this past year, while we didn't seek them out, we taught our talented and motivated students in their homes and provided them with the same transformative educational experience that GSSM is known for. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're a talented and motivated student in our state, it is our mission to find you, to teach you, and to transform you. In fact, we have found over 2,300 students who are now graduates of GSSM, and many who are with us tonight. I want to talk about one such graduate whose life was transformed by GSSM. Vic Babarda grew up in Denmark, South Carolina. His father passed when he was young, and as a teacher, his mother raised him to value education, and GSSM provided an experience that eventually rewarded Vic with an appointment to the Air Force Academy. After medical school at George Washington University and the University of Colorado, Vic completed 4 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. While overseas, he led the largest combat system of hospitals and emergency departments since the Vietnam War. Vic is now the director and founder of the Combat Battlefield Research Center at the University of Colorado. He has become a nationally recognized expert in emergency medicine and is often called to DC for consultation. As the circle of life goes, in May, Vic will return to GSSM and be given the opportunity as our commencement speaker to inspire the newest GSSM graduates to take what GSSM gave them and go out and change the world. The transformational experience that GSSM had on Vic and all the students that walk our halls could not be accomplished without the dedicated and visionary support of our Board of Trustees. Our board represents a diverse group of people from across the state, from educators to STEM professionals to leaders in industry. Without their guiding efforts throughout the years, GSSM would not be where it is today. On behalf of the school, I thank them for all that they do for us and the students across the state of South Carolina that we serve. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Bob Brown, Chair of the Board of Trustees and CEO of Integrated Systems.
Hey, Lou. Well, good evening, everybody, and bring greetings tonight from the Board of Trustees. I'd like to send a special shout out this evening to, I've got a lot of favorite teachers at the Governor's School, but Elizabeth Bunn, I have to say, was my original introduction into the Governor's School, and want to send a special shout out to her and to all of the other faculty and staff joining us there this evening. Elizabeth called me and said, hey, I've got some govies I want to bring out for a field trip. I was like, okay. Even though I didn't know what a Govey was, I said yes, and bring them out whoever they happened to be. And the one thing I didn't recognize at the time, though, is what a wonderful chapter of my life was being opened by saying yes to something I really didn't know what I was getting into. Because it really has been an incredible experience to be involved with this really special school. Had no idea that one day it was going to lead me to a taco bar on Taco Tuesday in Dallas, Texas. When I got a call on my cell phone, it was a South Carolina number. I was like, well, okay, I'll answer it. And the person claimed to be the governor of the state of South Carolina. I was like, oh, yeah, I thought it might be my dad or something, you know. He likes to play George Bush or somebody. Well, it turned out it actually was the governor, and he asked me to be on this board. And so with a mouth full of taco and a little bit stunned, I said yes, and became a member of the board of the premier residential high school in the country. And full of, as Danny said, talented and motivated and opinionated students during a pandemic in an election year. So be careful when you say yes. But I am so happy that I said yes. And even though the last year was incredibly challenging, the best thing about the Governor's School is you get to surround yourself with smart people. And it doesn't matter whether you're dealing with the board, you're dealing with the foundation, you're dealing with the faculty, the staff, or especially the students. You surround yourself with smart people. And for me, it's an exciting thing. And when you take smart people and you throw them in a very tough situation, they become even smarter. And they work harder, and they think harder, and they think deeper, and they stay up later, and they come up with solutions. And that's what I feel that the payoff has been for saying yes. And so, Lou and Bill, I want to thank you for saying yes to the Governor's School and being generous to the Governor's School. And thank you for accepting our offer to honor you tonight for all that you do for STEM education in South Carolina and around the country.
And Lou and Bill, we're going to just keep celebrating you because it's just amazing what you can do of how you shape young people's lives. I mean, and that's why to the students who are in the room, I know there's a few alumni or who attend, and I think that's why we're so proud, because as older people, we know what it's like to give back and to be able to help, as Bob just said, somebody who's smart. And if you want to be willing to put in the work, we want to help shape your life. So we're just so happy that we're celebrating you, Lou and Bill, and for saying yes. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm having a great time and just learning more about the program and just experiencing it from the outside looking in. It's just amazing. It's amazing. I can see as everybody comes up here to the podium, the proudness that you have on your face for being a part of this. So I thank you. So now it's time to have a little fun. We're going to put on our lab coats and safety glasses. You guys excited? Yes. You feeling it? Yeah. And we're going to have some of the students at GSSM walk us through an experiment. I see your face. You're excited. Okay, here we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Outreach Demonstration. My name is Devin Lay. I'm from Spartanburg, South Carolina, and I'm the group leader for Spark Chemistry.
Hi, my name is Elena Morgan. I'm the group leader for Spark Spanish and the president of Engage. So Spark and Engage are two outreach programs offered by GSSM for middle school students. The purpose of these programs is to encourage kids to develop an interest in STEM and a passion for learning.
And these outreach programs are extremely valuable to students because it shows the interdisciplinary connections that we can see all across the academics in the classroom and in real life.
So we really hope that you enjoy our experiment for today.
Let's buckle up for some STEM fun.
All right, so in your kit, you should have two clear bottles. One will have yellow food coloring in it, and the other will have a blue food coloring. You should also have a tray and a small card. And then finally, you're gonna need some warm water and cool water.
Then you're going to make sure that you take the caps off of both of your bottles, Then we're going to make sure that we allocate the yellow bottle for the hot water and the blue food coloring for the cold water. Then we're going to take our bottles and first of all, fill the bottle with the yellow food dye up with the hot water. Feel free to do it over your tray to make sure that you minimize any spillage. And then make sure that you fill it all the way to the top so that there are no air bubbles.
And now you're going to do the same with your blue food coloring and your cold water.
Remember to fill it all the way to the top so that there are no air bubbles.
All right, so once you have that, you're gonna take your card and you're gonna put it on top of your cold water one. Don't press too hard so that it works better, and then make sure that when you flip it, you don't have any air bubbles.
So make sure to keep the lid and the paper close together. Okay, then line them up. Okay, looks good. And pull out the card. There we go. Watch the magic happen.
Wow.
So, what are you observing with your experiment? Hopefully, you can see some of the yellow warm water rising and some of the blue water sinking. So this experiment demonstrates the transference of energy through the physical phenomenon of convection. In this experiment, the heat energy is transferred through the current's ability to flow in liquid. So what you're going to have is the warm water is going to have a higher entropy. Now, this means that it has a higher level of randomness and the liquid is going to move around a lot faster. So it'll be less dense. So that's going to rise while the cooler water, which is more dense, is going to sink.
And as you can see here, the green is created through that convection current. This process of convection currents can be seen in a variety of natural processes out in the world, such as the circulation of oceans, including the circulation of heat as well as nutrients that allows for healthy marine ecosystems. We can also see convection currents in lakes with seasonal fish kills. We can also see convection currents in the atmosphere, including air, which creates wind as the temperature changes, and it allows clouds to stay aloft. Finally, we can see convection currents in geological processes, such as the mantle. In the mantle, we have molten rock, which will exhibit convection currents as the heat falls and rises to form volcanoes, as well as to cause the differences in tectonic plates and movement, which will result in earthquakes.
So hopefully you were able to see something similar in your experiment. On your card, there should be several other optional ones that we really encourage you to try if you want to. Just make sure you keep asking questions and have fun learning.
So like Elena said, we really hope that you enjoyed and we hope that you learned something new, both academically and that can apply to your everyday life. We really loved having you, so thank you for spending this time to do this experiment with us. Remember, stay curious.
Wow, that was so much fun. Now, if you're joining us virtually, I have to let you in on what just happened, because it was amazing from my viewpoint to see how this experiment, this is totally unscripted right now. So I knew that we were going to have this experiment, and you can tell the difference of how it became a group activity at some tables. And you always have that really smart person that knows, I don't need any help. I know what I'm doing. I can follow along. And then you have the person that's like, hey, no, what happened? No, what bottle? I'll just join with you. And it was like every table. Then by the end, it became a party. And everybody just started talking, right? And smiling. So what you didn't know is we're going to have a test. Just kidding. Just totally kidding. Oh, the stress, hilarious. That was just good. All right, big round of applause for the experiment. Lou, how did you guys do? Oh, Bill, wow. Barbara Rax in the back, how did your table do? Great, okay, all right. Anybody else have any good? You're smiling. Did you have a good outcome? There you go. Look at that. Now, was it a team effort? It was a team effort. Okay. Good stuff. All right, now I'd like to introduce Dr. Shelley Elvington from the GSSM class of 1996.
Greetings, everyone from California. I'm Dr. Shelley Elvington from the class of 1996. I'm delighted to be speaking to you today about my career journey on behalf of the GSSM alumni. I'll start off backwards with where I am now, and then I'll tell you how I got there. Currently, I'm the Director of Analytical Operations at Genentech. In this role, I lead a group of about 50 staff in the development, validation, and execution of analytical assays to support development and release of medicine and clinical trials. I know that may seem like a lot of jargon. The shorter version is that I help make sure patients get safe and efficacious medicine when they need it. So where did all this begin? I'm one of those weird people that was always into science. Mr. Wizard was my favorite show as a child. For the younger folks in the crowd, he was the Bill Nye Science Guy of my day. This led me to seek out every opportunity possible to get more experience with science. I'm originally from Myrtle Beach, and as may be the case for many of you, the programs at my school were fine, but there weren't a lot of opportunities to do hands-on research or to focus on specific areas of interest. When I first found out about the GSSM Summer Research Program, I was ecstatic. It seemed perfect. I ended up attending the program for 2 summers, where I learned more about GSSM and ended up applying for high school and being accepted. I could easily spend much more time than 5 minutes talking about my time at GSSM and how it's influenced my career. The curriculum and hands-on research opportunities absolutely solidified my love for science and convinced me that I could turn this into a career. Not just the in-house projects like Dr. Bill's famous Squirrel Lab, but also the summer research program at USC that gave me the chance to see what university research was all about. These types of experiences gave me the confidence to further pursue my education and career in science, as well as narrow down my field of interest. When I left GSSM, I was confident I wanted to be a research professor at a top university. Although, as you can probably tell from my current job title, this plan did eventually change, so I'll get to that in a minute. Once I graduated from GSSM, I went on to attend Clemson University, where I got my BS in biochemistry. I then moved on to Emory University, where I received my PhD in biological and biomedical sciences. I then had the opportunity to pursue a postdoc at Stanford University. And as an interesting side note, I will say my GSSM network actually made this decision much easier. Even though the postdoc opportunity was all the way in California, there were already several alumni in the area, so I felt like there was already a really good community out here. And actually, one of my GSSM roommates only lives about 10 miles away from me currently, and she lives in the city. It was during this postdoc that I was exposed to, I'll say, alternative, air quotes, careers in science, because prior to this, I had always viewed my path in academic science as a professor at a university. But there's such a thriving biotech industry out here that I couldn't help but be exposed to this through colleagues. So I started asking questions of lab alumni, and eventually I was referred by a former postdoc to Genentech, and I started as an associate scientist in assay development. And I loved it, just right from the beginning. It really allowed me to combine my love of science and thinking with practical implementation and hands-on work that has a very clear impact for patients. Over time, my role has expanded beyond the lab bench, and I've had the opportunity to take on more leadership roles. Although I do sometimes miss the bench work, I really enjoy my current leadership roles and being able to have a broader influence on strategy that directly impacts patients. I also really enjoy helping younger scientists realize their potential and learn more about the biotech world, hopefully a lot sooner in their careers than I did. So certainly if any of you are interested in learning more about my role or biotech in general, you're more than welcome to reach out through LinkedIn or through the alumni directory. And so now, with that, it's my pleasure to introduce our GSSM student speaker, Peyton Baggett. Peyton is currently a junior at GSSM. And notably, Peyton is one of 6 legacy students to come through GSSM and is actually the son of one of my GSSM seniors, Tina Beasley Baggett. And yes, this does make me feel very old. So welcome, Peyton, and thank you.
Well, thank you, Dr. Elvington. And on behalf of the student body of GSSM, I would like to congratulate you, Mr. and Mrs. Kennedy, for this well-deserved honor, and thank you for your support of our school. I first heard about GSSM when my mom told me stories about it. She is an alumna of GSSM and had great memories of her time at the school. While she was always honest about how challenging the classes were, she also talked about living on campus, learning to scuba dive during the January interim, and about the great friends she made while she was there. In the 7th grade, when I was finally old enough to attend Go Sci Tech, GSSM's annual residential summer science camp, I was excited to experience GSSM for myself. During that week, we focused on sports physiology and how my body changes during exercise. This is especially important to me because I love playing sports and being active. I was hooked. In addition to having this on-campus experience, this class helped me connect science with my lifestyle. The following year, the Creating program came to my hometown, and I jumped at the chance to explore engineering and problem-solving professions. We tried so many new things, including 3D printing and powering a windmill, and once again, I was excited about the possibilities of GSSM. Fast forward to my sophomore year, I was happy in my school with wonderful friends, but I knew I had to make a decision about whether or not to apply to GSSM. After weighing the pros and cons, I decided that GSSM would be the right choice for my future. After I completed my application and a round of interviews, I was excited and a little nervous to receive my acceptance letter, especially with the uncertainty of the worldwide pandemic. I'm now in the last part of my junior year, and it has been a roller coaster ride, from the challenging experience of virtual learning to the high of moving in on campus and meeting my roommates. It has been an unforgettable experience. I've loved being a Govey with all of the great academics, thrilling sports, awesome friends, tight-knit community, and some of the best meals around. We have had some cool experiences already, like the survival skills courses, late-night study sessions, and intramural sports. And my basketball team just won the championship last week. It is also great that I always have somebody to play a good game of chess or ping pong with when I want to blow off some steam. I would have never been able to do these things in my home high school, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to do so here. I thought I would get homesick because I've never been away from home for so long, but now that we're on campus, GSSM really feels like home. As I head into my senior year, I'm preparing for my summer research project, which will focus on computer science, and I hope that the experience will help me explore the latest innovations in that field as I work to narrow down possible college majors related to computer science and cybersecurity. While I don't know what the future holds, I'm excited for where I'm going. Even in the short time that I've been here, I've learned a lot about myself, this community, and what I'm capable of. I've been changed for the better, and I know that this could not have happened without wonderful supporters like each of you. Thank you all for believing in us, and thank you for supporting our school.
And thank you, Shelly and Peyton. Let's let him feel the love. Let's give them a big round of applause. We are so proud of you. And that was for you. Thank you so much for being here. You're just such great representatives. Now it's time to celebrate the 2021 Towns Award recipients, Lou and Bill Kennedy. We're so excited.
Hello, my name is Lou Kennedy, and I'm the CEO of Nephron Pharmaceuticals Corporation. Our colleagues and team members will be hosting you around our entire complex. So please enjoy your tour of Nephron, and once it's over, I'll be back to recap some of the capabilities and expertise we have here at Nephron Pharmaceuticals Corporation. Welcome to my home.
The state-of-the-art Nephron microbiology and chemistry labs perform all of our QC testing on products from start to finish. We also house a research and development laboratory in which we do lab batches when we decide to make a new product for the 503B division. Nephron utilizes blow-fill-seal technology to manufacture our products. Plastic is pumped over, melted, and extruded into the molds. A filling mandrel comes down and fills the drug product, and it's sealed in one continuous aseptic sterile process. When the vials leave the clean room, they go through several other pieces of equipment, such as the hot stamp that stamps the lot number and expiration date, and then a punch that punches out the extra plastic. The extra plastic goes through a regrind machine, and we actually recycle all of our plastic. The vials continue along the conveyor belt and go through 100% leak detection using the Wilco leak detection machine. From there, they go to a tray loader, and then a palletizer. Whenever we are ready to bring pallets to the secondary packaging line, we go into our human-machine interface and we call the pallets down with our laser-guided vehicles. Once they arrive to the line, they are unloaded by our tray unloader, and then the vials are placed onto the conveyor belt by robots. From there, they go through a foil wrap and into cartons, and then the cartons are loaded into shipping boxes that are then palletized, all by robot equipment.
There are a lot of new things around Nephron as a result of the COVID pandemic. Early on, we developed, along with one of our local hospital partners, the ability to make viral transport medium and assemble testing kits. Our clinical diagnostic laboratory allows us to process samples with same-day results. Then we developed the ability, thanks to guidance from FDA, of how to make the appropriate hand sanitizer for the best possible kill of microorganisms and virus. And finally, we're beginning construction on a wing to produce vaccines. So please let us know if we can help you and your company or your hospital and your patients with anything we do that is COVID related. And thank you again for your visit via this tour.
Good evening.
Good evening.
As Chief Scientific Officer at Nephron Pharmaceuticals Corporation, I could not be more excited to be here to talk to you a little bit about our CEO, Lou Kennedy, and our owner, Bill Kennedy. Founded in 1937 and purchased by Bill Kennedy in 1991, Nephron has been a national leader in pharmaceuticals manufacturing for decades. From generic respiratory medications to pre-filled sterile syringes and IV bags, Nephron delivers the highest quality, life-saving medications for patients. The company has a reputation for innovation, adaptability, and constant growth. Even before moving Nephron back to their home state, Lou and Bill demonstrated an extraordinary commitment to training the pharmaceutical leaders of the future. A decade ago, they pledged one of the largest gifts in the history of University of South Carolina to found the Kennedy Pharmacy Innovation Center, known as KPIC. KPIC is revolutionizing pharmacy education. USC College of Pharmacy graduates are being trained for the jobs of tomorrow thanks to KPIC. Lou and Bill Kennedy relocated Nephron to South Carolina from Orlando in 2014. They built a state-of-the-art facility in West Columbia. And the move has been a win-win-win for Nephron, for its growing workforce, and for the entire state. Under the leadership of CEO Lou Kennedy, Nephron has experienced unprecedented growth. The company employs nearly 2,000 people and produces more than 1 billion doses of life-saving medications annually. The Nephron brand is sterling, it's more recognizable than ever, and that motivates each member of our team. One of the things I am proud of every single day at Nephron is the commitment of the company and Lou and Bill to STEM education. The success of our employees is a testament to the power of a strong STEM background. High-paying Nephron jobs available to STEM graduates inspire and demand us to be creative and innovative, and they afford us the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of patients. The Kennedys are strong advocates for STEM education. They know empowering STEM leaders can transform lives. Nephron is, of course, a great partner of the Governor's School of Science and Math. Lou's service as chairman of the board of SC Bio has included significant work to highlight the importance of STEM. Another passion of Lou's is expanding rural broadband access across the state. She has taken the lead in the business community to make this a priority for policymakers. Many children, especially those who live in traditionally overlooked and underserved rural areas of the state, do not have access to the reliable high-speed internet. She has been clear, in a state and nation as great as ours, children deserve better. They should have the opportunity to achieve their dreams, and we must ensure they have the opportunity because they are future leaders and politicians, as well as our future workforce. I don't have to tell anyone here, the last year has challenged all of us, but when COVID-19 arrived to South Carolina, Lou Kennedy and the team at Nephron were up to the challenge. Immediately, the company assessed where it could be a resource for the state and nation, and it stepped up. Lou secured authorization to begin manufacturing FDA-approved hand sanitizer. She made it available to those in need, donating a portion of the first batch to the VA hospital and more than 100,000 bottles to the University of South Carolina. Nephron established a CLIA-certified diagnostic laboratory, got together a rock-star team of clinical nurses, and began testing people from across South Carolina for COVID-19, all in an effort to keep our neighbors, families, and friends healthier and safe. Thousands of people have been tested thanks to the Nephron Diagnostics Lab. Finally, as you may have heard, Nephron, thanks to Lou and Bill, had a vision and has launched the COVID-19 vaccination drive-thru in partnership with Dominion Energy. In recognition of her outstanding COVID-19 work, Governor McMaster asked Lou to serve on the state's coordinated COVID-19 advisory and recovery team. Lou and Bill Kennedy are a force. They have been blazing trails in pharmaceutical manufacturing, not to mention lifting up their entire community for years. I am honored to be here as they are recognized for the outstanding achievements, and I thank you for having me.
And now, of course, we're practicing social distancing, so we're just going to have everybody get into their spaces here on the stage so we can all give Bill and Lou some love. Come on up on the stage. I want to hug you so bad.
So, Lou and Bill, in recognition of your bold and innovative leadership, for empowering STEM leaders, for transforming lives every day, the Governor's School for Science and Mathematics thanks you and honors you this evening.
And Lou and Bill, for all that you do for STEM education, especially at the Governor's School, I am proud to present you with the 27th Towns Award on behalf of the Governor's School for Science and Mathematics and our foundation. Congratulations.
So I'd like to put a little plug in. Alicia has 2 children that are future students.
Yes. My children are ages 2 and 3. No, seriously, they're 2 and 3.
So Bill and I are very deeply humble, but also really excited. So typically you might see me squeal, but I feel like this is just not the audience for that, so I'll try and wait till I'm in the car. To accept an award named in honor of an extraordinary South Carolinian that was able to achieve Nobel Prize, the Templeton Award, as well as many other things. I mean, how cool that the guy that invented the laser is a South Carolinian.
Yeah.
And my husband's from the upstate. I'm from here in Lexington County, and so this just feels like, as you put it, an auspicious group, and I'm really tickled to be a part and feel like I'm nowhere close to the maybe level of intelligence I need to be in with the Towns guy. But I appreciate my journalism degree, and by God, we're going to talk about it. How about that? Okay, I do want to thank you guys so much at the Governor's School for recognizing us. I mean, I was blown away when you called, and we were honored. And there are so many friends here in the audience. I mean, I'm a big fan of Mr. Robotics over here, Integrated Systems, Bob Brown. Try to buy something from him. Nope, you're out to 2025. He's too busy. I'm very thankful always to the University of South Carolina. After all, my nickname's Cock-a-doodle-Loo, and I appreciate all of my upbringing there, and thank you for working with us on so many different projects, from pharmacy to engineering to journalism to others. So I'm very thankful. My new friends, the Clemson folks, I appreciate that Cynthia Young, I think, is joining us virtually. Thank you, Angie, for being here. And thank you for the work that we're doing at both schools in our robotics program. Okay, most of all, I want to commend the school's leadership and other educators across South Carolina. We've all turned out okay in this room, and I think many of us were educated in this state, and I'm proud to be a graduate of the schools of South Carolina, and I believe that we don't talk enough about just how great we are and the many great things that our educators and leaders are doing here in the state. So big shout out to everybody in every school, from pre-K all the way up to higher education. The Governor's School leaders and educators know, as Bill and I do, these students are ready to change the world just like Dr. Charles Towns did. Bill and I believe one of the most important investments we can make, and we love to do it, whether you're in private business, public service, or you're a leader in the community, is in training new STEM leaders and new STEAM leaders. Dr. Towns knew the value of it. He spent his life working with students and researchers, and we encourage that. I think one of the saddest things about COVID is that before COVID, we had at least 1 to 3 schools visiting a week in school buses. Bill couldn't quite understand what I was trying to do, but in my mind, if we don't inspire students at a younger age to want to be chemists or microbiologists or pharmacists, how are we going to get them into the mindset of what they need to do in school to achieve their goals? So we like to show off what you can do in these various different worlds. I mean, we have every discipline of engineering. I mean, everything from the importance of HR to the security folks at our company. There's an opportunity for any student, and we love to have students through our facility. We do live in a rapidly changing world, and this year has been one of the craziest. It is going to take a new generation of Dr. Charles Townses and also people who've been innovative and inspirational like my husband for us to really achieve what I think we need to, given the crazy changes that we're facing. Confronting the challenging demands, this kinds of experience and expertise students get when they rigorously study science, technology, engineering, and math is what we need. And it's our job, the job of every person in this room, to make sure students are getting this STEM experience so they can be our STEM leaders of tomorrow. The work they do will transform lives. In short, I think we need to think back to the turn of the century. We owned the world. America was innovating right and left, from Eli Whitney and the Cotton Gin to the Rockefellers and Carnegies. We can do this. We have this talent in America, and we just need to encourage the children from the day they're born to achieve these goals. We're trying to do our part. We are very proud partners with the Governor's School. We love our affiliations with all of the HBCUs, of course, University of South Carolina, Clemson, College of Charleston, the independent colleges, and as many as we can, elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools. We do take an active role in providing opportunities, so even though my husband doesn't quite understand it, I love to welcome interns, so send them our way because hopefully they'll love it with us, they'll get their degree, and we'll hire them later. So, and by the way, we're hiring, a shameless plug. Okay. Our company is thriving and we're growing, and it's no small part thanks to the hard work of the bright team members at Nephron, particularly those like Ashley and Jane who are here tonight, who do so many unbelievably cool things and make us feel like, wow, I should have tried harder in school. We know firsthand that empowered STEM leaders have what it takes to help us and help you and patients. Thank you very much for this tremendous honor. I'll quit talking and turn it over to Bill. Go, Bill.
I don't think there's too much more to say. I guess the best thing to say for me is that I guess you recognize that I did yield my time to my wife, Lou, so that she could give a inspirational, type talk. But it's just happened this week to me to realize how important it is what, people are doing here for this school. I happen to have 5 grandchildren now. 4 of them are an age between 13 and 10 at this time. I was presented with a bill from a private school for my 13-year-old grandson to go to school next year, for a boarding school. And when I looked at that, and then I actually thought about what a wonderful job that you're doing with this school here to raise money so many, children can get an education. Because as we all know, it was kind of eye-opening to me because I have not been paying for anything like that recently. But anyway, I understand what everybody's going through, and it is really neat to see a group of people that are supporting the school, at the level that you are. Thank you.
We'll be passing
Appreciate
the
it.
hat, right? Write a check tonight. We all need your dollars.
You got
Helping
it.
children across the state. Thank you so much, and thank you to all my friends that are here tonight. I love that Bill Boyd and Irwin came, Lumpkin, Bustle, the Bennetts. Thank y'all all so very, very much. Appreciate it.
And we know if you're joining us virtually, you are applauding, and you're probably standing up at home right now as everybody just gave Bill and Lou a standing ovation. We have a surprise for you. Take a look.
Hello, I'm Henry McMaster, and I am honored to join you to recognize Lou and Bill Kennedy of Nephron Pharmaceuticals for their leadership in science, industry, and empowering the STEM leaders of the future. Charles Towns of Greenville invented the laser, and indeed, Lou and Bill are well deserving of this award, which celebrates that legacy of innovation. Nephron is a central player in South Carolina's booming life science sector. Today, that industry is more important than ever. During the pandemic, Nephron has been a strong partner in our efforts, manufacturing hand sanitizer, operating vaccine clinics, and investing more than $200 million to expand its production space to help with vaccine production. So to Lou and Bill, many congratulations on this well-deserved honor, and thank you for your friendship to the great people of South Carolina.
It is my honor on behalf of the Medical University of South Carolina to congratulate Lou and Bill Kennedy for earning the prestigious Towns Award, and to specifically thank them and their company Nephron for all they are doing to advance medicine and the biomedical sciences. Lou and Bill, you are truly changing what is possible in medicine. Thank you and congratulations.
Lou and Bill, on behalf of all of us at the South Carolina Research Authority, please accept our heartfelt congratulations on this well-deserved honor. We only wish that our friends at SC Bio could figure out a way to clone you. If we had 10 other couples like you in the state, our economy would grow 10x. Lou, thank you for your leadership as a member of the Executive Committee of our Board of Trustees, and thank you both for your partnership and mentoring of many of our member companies, including Zverse, Venn Robotics, MIPI, and others. Thank you also for our partnership in funding the next generation of robotics for the pharmaceutical industry at the University of South Carolina. We look forward to continuing to accomplish great things together. God bless.
Lou and Bill, congratulations on being honored this evening. Together, you have improved the lives of so many students and teachers by expanding access to high-quality science education, research, and engagement. Your collective impact, especially here in South Carolina, has been truly transformational. The Kennedy dynamic duo is an inspiration to us all. Congratulations.
I am so pleased to be representing Blue Cross Blue Shield of South Carolina and expressing our congratulations to honorees Lou and Bill Kennedy on receiving the Distinguished Towns Award. You know STEM education transforms lives. In fact, lives are changed every day by advances that didn't occur overnight, but rather through the discipline and rigor developed and required by the study of STEM curricula. That work is brought to life in places like Nephron Pharmaceuticals. Your support of STEM education for our young people will move the world forward in ways we cannot yet even imagine. So tonight, we rightfully celebrate your commitment to this important work. Congratulations, Lou and Bill.
Congratulations, Bill and Lou, on being recognized with the Governor School Towns Award. I can't think of anyone that is more deserving of this recognition for all the work that you've done, both in our community and for businesses. South Carolina is incredibly fortunate that you've called this place home, and I feel very fortunate to call you my friends. Congratulations.
AVX Corporation offers our congratulations to Lou and Bill Kennedy for receiving this year's Towns Award.
AVX is a global manufacturer and supplier of advanced electronic components, headquartered in Fountain Inn, South Carolina. We participate in the Governor's School Summer Interns Program and have been impressed with the young people and educators that we've come to know.
Your efforts in advancing youth education in our state are succeeding. Our thanks and best wishes for the future.
Congratulations.
Bill and Lou, on behalf of the entire Sunoco family, I congratulate you on this much-deserved honor that recognizes individuals like you who have transformed South Carolina. Together as a team, your love for our great state is shown by how you've worked tirelessly to improve the business climate, as well as the quality of life for all South Carolinians. The Palmetto State is a better place because you two have made it home. Congratulations.
Dear Lou and Bill Kennedy, congratulations from Robert Bosch in South Carolina for your Towns Award. Such an honor. Thank you for your passion and engagement to growing and empowering STEM leaders. Because of people like you, we have opportunity to support many students in South Carolina to chase their dreams. Let's continue paving the way. Congratulations again.
Lou and Bill, congratulations on being honored this evening. Your passionate engagement as a team has improved the workforce in South Carolina by expanding access to science and technical education to the children of our state. I'm speaking to you from the simulator control room of the H.B. Robinson nuclear plant in Hartsville, South Carolina. As a zero carbon energy producer, Duke Energy intends to operate the Robinson nuclear plant until 2050. The women and men benefiting from your efforts today are the leaders of tomorrow who will see this to fruition. So on behalf of the women and men of Robinson Nuclear Plant and Duke Energy, thank you and congratulations.
At Nephron Pharmaceuticals, Bill and Lou Kennedy give opportunities every day to students and young professionals to participate in a variety of STEM experiences. These experiences advance excellence in STEM education, inspiring the next generation of innovators. Congratulations on your achievement of winning the Towns Award. I am happy to share this special moment with you.
Hi, James Gergen here from CPM. Lou, Bill, congratulations. On behalf of the 170 employees of CPM Federal Credit Union, we're so pleased to join in recognizing you as this year's winners of the Towns Award. You've inspired us and companies across South Carolina. You've shown us what can be done when you take the disciplines of STEM and combine them with vision and heart. Well done. Congratulations.
It has been and continues to be a real pleasure to watch not only the economic growth that Lou and Bill Kennedy have brought to the Midlands of South Carolina, but also to see the entrepreneurial spirit and the STEM leadership that they embody. Bill and Lou, you are both a model for the partnership that South Carolina needs between our business community and our STEM educational initiatives. Thank you for coming home.
Bill and Lou, it is my honor to congratulate you as the recipients of this year's prestigious Towns Award from your friends at the University of South Carolina. Your vision and leadership continue to inspire excellence in innovation at the university and throughout the Palmetto State. From empowering students to revolutionizing pharmaceutical manufacturing, you're transformational in everything you do. Thank you for caring so deeply. We're better as a community because of you.
I cannot think of two more qualified individuals to receive this Towns Award other than Bill and Lou Kennedy. Because Bill and Lou aren't just changing South Carolina, they are truly changing the world, and that's what this award is all about. It's not just their innovative ideas about science, but it's their ability to identify needs in the community and truly implement change. They have this steadfast eagerness and tenacity about them, and they don't let these fleeting obstacles get in the way. So these guys are just great innovators, and Bill and Lou, I'm very excited that you're receiving this award. You guys are just making it happen. Lou, you are one of my most esteemed role models, and not just in the industry, but because you're an amazing woman and person and someone I aspire to be like. So today is all about you guys, and I'm very excited to honor you. So congratulations.
Hi, I'm Sam Konduras, President and CEO of SC Bio. I could not be more thrilled to congratulate Lou and Bill Kennedy as being the recipients of this year's Governor's School Towns Award. What a worthy honor, and to two incredibly deserving people. Two of my favorite people in the world. They are dynamos. They are changing South Carolina forever and changing people's lives every day. And I'm just proud to also call them my friend.
On behalf of Dominion Energy South Carolina, it is truly my pleasure to extend to you, Bill, and to you, Lou, a heartfelt congratulations on being this year's recipient of the 27th Annual Towns Award. We salute you for your commitment to excellence. We salute you for your commitment to innovation. And we also salute you for your commitment to our communities.
So from all of us at Dominion Energy and all of us here at the Governor's School, we look forward to your continued success and our continued partnerships in shaping the future of South Carolina. Again, congratulations.
Hi, Lou and Bill Kennedy. Scotty Branch, co-founder of Vicor Scientific and your friend. Just want to say congratulations on winning the Towns Award. What an amazing accomplishment, but so well deserved. Your impact on the state of South Carolina, your impact on life sciences in particular, but most importantly, just the impact that you guys have on people in the state of South Carolina does not go unnoticed. This recognition is so well deserved. I'm so happy for you both. I look forward to continuing to collaborate with you both in your ideas as you continue to bring growth, not only to life sciences, but the great institutions across this state, as well as the universities. So Lou, Bill, I just want to finish with a huge thank you so much for everything you do for this state. Thank you so much for everything you do for the people of this state. And congratulations. You guys should be honored for this award, humbled by this award, but more importantly, are so deserving of this award. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you for being a part of GSSL.
Lou and Bill, we just want to give you one big round of applause again. We're so proud. We're so proud. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I'm going to say this because Lou will not toot her own horn, so I'm going to toot it for her. Toot, toot. You are such good people. Outside of all that you do for the Midlands, you are such good people. And that's so important because you don't just change lives. I know Lou more than I know Bill, but you see a problem and you say, let's go. Let's get it done. Let's make it work. And everybody feels that enthusiasm and that excitement when we're around you. And that's why you have the love of people saying, you know what, if she's selling dirt, I'm buying it. And to be in the middle of a pandemic, and I know you personally, but being in the middle of a pandemic and hearing how you stepped up of everything that you've done, you not only have a philanthropic spirit in so many different areas of the Midlands and South Carolina, but of how you stepped up I was so proud of both of you. So when I was asked to be here tonight, I said, I'll miss a newscast because you are worth celebrating. You are worth all the love that you receive. And Lou, I know that when you get in your car, you might let out a squeal. You are more than welcome to do it right now because you're amongst family. But I just want you to definitely know that you are just so loved, both of you, for not only your vision, but you being good people and giving young people a chance when they don't have a chance. Coming from a background where they might not necessarily have that chance is amazing. And I salute both of you. With that being said, one big round of applause for being our 27th Towns Award winners. To our virtual friends, we thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope that you enjoyed the celebration. We hope that you felt connected while being virtual with us. This hybrid way of having an event is new. We're all finding our new normal, right? Even when we see each other and we want to hug, we're like, do we shake? Do we elbow? Do we fist bump? But it's good. It's good to be present here in front of you. I do have 2 more newscasts to do tonight, but I'm going to try and hang around and meet a lot of people. But just know that I'm just so thankful and honored that I was asked to be here. So thank you so much for sharing this evening with you. Did you guys have fun? Yes? Okay. All right. Thank you to all of our guests, the Kennedys, and everybody virtually for being here. I do want to, before I say goodnight, say again, thank you to our sponsors. Because if it was not for you, we would not be here. And I just really appreciate everybody just digging deep and giving us support for such an amazing cause. So thank you so much. Enjoy.